What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be upgrading the STI interior as well as some other goodies. Let's get into today's video. Take it out, it's right under here. If it doesn't have a cover already, it doesn't already have one, so normally you would have a cover here. Take it off, then you can access the oil pan, which is a drain plug here, and the filter. So go ahead and take that off, drain it, and then put some new oil in there. It's never been changed ever. If there is any oil. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, not that bad, look at that. Now I need a motor. So I was all happy about this STI and getting it ready for paint, doing all the other stuff, but have to fix the mechanical stuff first, of course. So after doing the pressure test on cylinder 4 and like 40 psi, I mean, it's done. So next step is get another motor, but talking to the guys and they were like, oh, I might as well do a swap. So finally got this car on the lift. The motor, after doing numerous tests, it's seen its better days. The culprit, the most well-known, cylinder number 4 strikes again, and there is pretty much only like 50 psi compression on that. So all right guys, so we started already the disassembly process. Obviously the obvious things to take off is the intercooler. Also we're gonna start taking all the mounts, motor mounts, the turbo, the downpipe, all the AC lines, power steering, fuel line, separate that, make sure we take all the battery out. Take it out. There you go. There she is. Okay. Yeah. Alright guys, so we made it here to the Subi shop. Obviously some nice Subarus out front. There's a building here, so I'm gonna get it, see where we're gonna back up the truck, and then so we can get this thing unloaded and get it ready for rebuild.
One thing that we'll end up probably recommending is going to a top feed fuel injector.
Oh, okay.
The side feeds tend to not flow as well.
That can cause like a lean issue or something like that.
That could land us where we are.
Alright. So we're in good hands. We're gonna go ahead and get this racked up and then tear it down and go from there. So I made it back to the shop. The car is without an engine, but don't worry, I know Jose over there at Subi Shop is gonna take care of me. He's gonna go ahead and fully disassemble the motor. I'll probably be back there to pick up some of the parts to paint, maybe paint the manifold and paint some of the covers while he's doing the rebuild on it. But meanwhile, I'll go ahead and like pressure wash this, get this all cleaned up so that it's pretty much ready. And then maybe I might add some other stuff, maybe a front mount intercooler or something like that. But for now, we'll wait to hear from him. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of show you guys a little more detail orientated on the products and how everything is laid out. As you remember on the earlier video or earlier content that I had was pretty much this one. King kind of showed me that why it went bad was because the pickup tube was cracked, and these are kind of notorious for that. So when it's not obviously getting oil pressure, it's gonna do something to the motor, which it did. Brand new, look at that shiny, nice little block. Everything's just easily just slide right in.
Stab it in there and go, son.
The body, everything's ready in the booth, masked up. As you can see, we have a little bit of masking left over towards the back, but pretty much everything's masked up. I mean, you guys remember how bad the body work was on this thing. Dings, dents everywhere, paint was faded just throughout the whole car, and that's why we had to pretty much prime the whole car due to the fact that the paint was failing on all the areas. So all right guys, so I pretty much got everything topped off. Now I just need to get the battery. We'll go ahead and double check everything is tight, and then we'll go ahead and crank her over, see how she's doing. If we see get oil pressure and all that, then we can commence to connect to the crank sensor and we can get her fired up. Let's see what we got here. Whoa! It's alive! It's alive! Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! out for a test drive on the Subaru. Feels so good to finally be able to drive it, you know, switch gears. No check engine lights, no roughness on the cob tuning, you know, that was a big thing. That's why, you know what, hopefully it's not the motor. It ended up being the motor. Here we are, put a brand new motor in there, new long block heads, everything brand new. So it's gonna be fun to just finally get to drive this car around. Have to do the braking period, drive for at least, you know, 500 miles before I could get under boost. But hopefully I get it retuned, see what it does, maybe on the 85 or something. But this is the interior for the STI. These are not the correct seats. These are WRX seats. I don't know why they swapped them out, but I'm gonna go ahead and use these and reupholster them to look like the STI seats with new blue suede. But instead of the, you know, the cloth that you see here, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade it with some leather. So it's gonna be a lot nicer. The back seats already have the suede in there, so I might be able to reuse that, or just might as well, if I'm there, replace it, but put leather back there. That'll spruce up the whole interior, make it look nice. So let's go ahead and take the seats out. All right, so I'm going to proceed to take the front and rear seats out. Pretty simple, pretty 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts back there. So go ahead and take it off and get these seats out of here. These are the 2 in the rear. There's one kind of in the tunnel, one on the side. Go ahead and take these off too. Alright, I went ahead and took out the seats, front and rear seats. This is the material we're working with. I went ahead and got some street suede with the same blue. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the 2 panels that I'm gonna embroider with the STI logo. But also I'm changing, I'm putting some leather. So it's gonna be black leather with suede and some blue stitching. So I think it's gonna look pretty cool. While the console's out, it has some damage in it. Go ahead and make that in, I'm not sure if I should leave it in suede and put it in suede, or maybe just black leather. So still decided on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut these samples out so I can get them ready for embroidery, and we'll start putting embroidery down. All right, so I went ahead and cut the 2 inserts that I'm gonna go ahead and embroider and put in the embroidery machine. I have to put it through the hoop, but I didn't have any pink STI colored thread, so I went to the store, got some. It's between these 2. I think after really looking at it, it's gonna be this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this put on the embroidery machine and get this stitched up. Alright guys, so I went ahead and digitized the image on my digitizing software for the embroidery machine. So I'm good to go. Went ahead and loaded on my USB, and let's go load it on the machine. So I went ahead and finished up the embroidery. Came out really nice. Both pieces there for the inserts. So basically they're gonna go right in this location of the seat there, with obviously the suede going through it. So I'm gonna start taking this apart. Probably next time you guys see them, you'll see the seats put together. So let's get it going. Just like that, it's done. Went ahead and mounted everything. Everything came out so good with the blue suede. And instead of the traditional cloth, we went with leather. So let's put them in the car. Put on all the 4 bolts, tying them in. All right, so back seats, pretty much same deal. Go ahead and did them with the suede and the leather. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these installed. Man, they look so good. They're gonna look so good in the car. So compared to that cloth, I mean, I think they're original seats. So when it was time, there's a lot of assets set on this. So be nice and fresh. Let's go in. Woo! Look at that. Car looks so much cleaner now with the fresh interior, leather with the suede. Just compliments. Also the front seat looked weird, you know, everything in the black in the back with the blue, and then the front had the WRX, you know, just all black with the blue. Now it kind of ties the whole interior together. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish bolting everything up. Got some more goodies to put on, so let's get into those parts going. All right guys, here's the other items that we're gonna be adding on the STI, which is a shroud, pretty much like the alternator little cover that goes on there. There's nothing on there, kind of a red accent to go with the factory red manifold for the STI. Some new upgraded silicone hoses, the upper and lower hoses, which is my main concern, and then also some other vacuum. But being I think we put on that pretty much that ventilating system, I don't know if these are going to be compatible. My main thing was just the upper and lower hoses. They probably seen their better days. I should have probably replaced them when I did the motor, but I just wanted to get it running. So now that we got the braking pretty much done, we'll go ahead and do that. And also because I'm running a top now, I think it'd be good to put a little a turbo blanket on there to kind of keep the heat away. So we got these goodies as well as doing front and rear brake pads. I mean, I don't know what state they're in. They look okay, but might as well swap them out. And I think the last thing, but it's going to be a while before I get it, is a new upgraded steering wheel, which is going to be pretty awesome. We're going to go ahead and get working on this stuff and get this thing finished up. Another big thing that the car was lacking, obviously right when you stepped in, was these floor mats have seen their better days. And I thought they were original, but I think now that I was seeing them that they're aftermarket, so they didn't quite hold up. So I was able to still get them from Subaru, which is not bad for a brand new set. It's like about 60-70 bucks for a brand new set of STI original mats. You can tell the quality right away. Like it even has like a heel pad here to protect it, and obviously it's way better. So these are definitely gonna look a lot nicer in there, so go ahead and put these in, so I'm gonna freshen up that interior. All right guys, so big day for the Subaru behind me. She's gonna get tuned, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of preventative, or I recommend, maybe other tuners can agree or let me know, is obviously this oxygen sensor that I have, or the air to fuel sensor, has been in the car, and I don't know how long it's been in there. What I've noticed through the cob, that it's been doing a lot of correction for it being running rich, being that I haven't really boosted on it, even though my gas mileage is not very good. So with that alone, I've been seeing some roughness issues showing up on the cob. And when I talked to the tuner, he said probably because it's not tuned, or air to fuel ratio could have got contaminated from previous or when that motor blew. So luckily, it'd be a quick fix. I went ahead and got it. So if you guys need to replace it on your STIs, that's the part number there. Pull it out here. Here it is here, the original OEM. And you can see this is the blue casing. So it's this connector here. We're gonna go ahead and take it off here. Go all the way down to, I believe, the up pipe at the bottom there. If you follow the thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it on the stand here. Pull this wheel out. We'll be able to access it there. Let's get her out and swap her out. So what you want to do to access the air to fuel ratio sensor, they have this little cover. You go ahead and remove these here. Then from there you'll have access. So take it off. Alright, so you want to use the correct socket. It has a little slit so that the wire can go through. I went ahead already and kind of try to loosen it. Sometimes if they're in there for a long time, they kind of get seized. That's why I'll show you guys have to put some anti-seize in there with the heat. So I tried already with this, kind of cracked it loose. And then I had a stick, there's a 7/8 thread, pretty much wrench, to get in there and get it to fully turn out. So there you go. right, so here's a new sensor. Same, make sure you get correct connection, double check everything, part number. Came with this anti-seize. You want to go ahead and take it off and apply it to the threads. So now guys, make sure you lube up real nice. You can kind of spread it or just go ahead and lube up and insert.
What do you mean by that?
All right, so go ahead and put this cover back on, which is like the little access point. I routed it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the car down and then we can connect it up there. So I went ahead and routed it through here, same way it came up. Try to make sure it doesn't hit the exhaust or it's close to any of that stuff, and plug it right back. All right, so I went ahead and connected everything. We're ready to go. Go ahead and start it up. I'll be able to pull it out. I didn't talk about the other things I put on. I think I showed you guys, but now they're put on. Tell me what you guys think. Kind of to match the red STI manifold. Maybe it's a little bit different red, but still looks good. The shroud for this. STI high pressure cap, because I was running two different caps and that was causing a little bit of different pressure. So I will make sure we got the correct caps on there. So we're pretty much ready to rock and roll, guys. So we'll go ahead and pull this out, get ready for tomorrow so we can load it up on the dyno and get this thing tuned, see how much power we're gonna get out of this STI. So let's go. All right guys, so we're on our way to the dyno tune right now, so we should pull up shortly and we'll get it strapped in and see what numbers. Comment below at this stage and see what you guys think this baby's gonna make. Alright guys, so I made it out here to Metro Performance. We have some disappointing news. The EPA has been coming down a lot, especially on Cobb products. Being that I have a Cobb access port, they won't be able to tune. So we're gonna have to go a different route with the whole setup. But it is what it is. We'll find a way to get it tuned, either open source. I'm gonna reach out to Delicious and see what they can do. But fortunately today is not the day, but we'll get her set up. So let's go back on to the shop. All right guys, so we didn't get the dyno tune, but after I looking at the numbers, I think she should be good. So do a little pull. That pull or what? Yeah. So I was able to find a little dyno chart from the previous owner. This what we got. We bought about 375, almost 400 horse on this map, which is awesome. All right guys, it's the end of the day here at the shop. Pretty much that wraps up today's video. Finished up everything on the Subi. Let's recap. Pretty much cleaned up the interior. We did the suede and leather interior, did some engine mods and interior mods on there, and pretty much got it, I would say, fully tuned, but it had already a tune from Cobb on there. I was just afraid that maybe it just needed a retune, but after checking all the air to fuel ratio, boost level, all that stuff, man, this thing pulls, as you can see. I mean, right around 375, 400 horse. Happy new fresh motor. So want to let you guys know the car is going to be up for sale. So if somebody wants to scoop up a brand new, pretty much restored 06 STI, I'm your boy. It's up for sale. Warranty motor, you know, we've done all the paint and body on it. Everything's fresh, as you can see if you've been following. Comment on the section below, tell me what you guys think of the whole overall build, how it looks. Obviously got this banner that probably added another, I would say, another 10-15 horsepower there. But I mean, the car looks overall great. I mean, little nice touches, lib, but carbon fiber accents. I mean, this is my favorite year Subaru, and to be able to get one back in my hands and enjoy it and drive it and build it with your guys' support and kind of seeing it through my eyes, it's awesome. You know what I mean? And so you know, that'll wrap up today's video. Make sure you guys hit the notification buttons for new up-to-date videos, and make sure you subscribe for more stuff to come. SEMA's right around the corner. We got some new stuff coming in for that. So here at SOS Customs, we got you covered. Peace.